Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Self Published Success, a show that highlights forward thinking authors who chose self publishing over traditional and found success in doing so. My name is John Feldman, founder of Visionary Literary, and your host for today's show. In today's episode, I want to talk about Amazon ads and how to use them as efficiently and effectively as possible. And I want to talk about the most important aspect of that, which is social proof and reviews. So, our episode that will air on Friday, we speak with W.T. Hamilton, who is an author and a mindset coach. And the upcoming episode got me thinking of mindset and how to have a good mindset going into marketing your book. A question that's come up many times in conversations that I've had is this idea of marketing and ad spend. Nonfiction authors who write their book and publish their book, most of us know writing and publishing, when there are 1 million books published every year, does nothing. Right? If your book is listed on Amazon, that's great. That's an achievement. But no one is going to see it unless we promote it. Amazon is the number 2 search engine in the world. It's where most people go to buy their books, or at least research which book they're going to buy next. And their ad platform it can be an effective one. So Amazon ads are display ads. Think of Google. When you go onto Google and you search for something, the first few results that come up, they say sponsored underneath. Companies are paying for that ad placement. Anytime if you scroll past that, the company doesn't pay, right? So you don't pay per impression, you pay per click. Amazon runs the same thing. They have display ads that are placed based on keywords at the top of search engine results pages. For instance, if you go into Amazon and you type in the keyword, nonfiction solo entrepreneur book, and you hit enter, then a list is going to come back with the top 10 or 20 listings. On the top of that page are going to be a couple sponsored listings. And those sponsored display ads appear based on the keywords that you typed in. So the results that come back organically on that first page will be books that have a high number of reviews, that many people, once they click on the actual listing page, they buy. So that those analytics come into play. And there are also different things that Amazon sees that push those listings higher to the top. But if you are releasing a new book, you need to get some traction first. It's impossible to be on the first page if you don't have some traction. And Amazon ads can be a good way to get your book on that first page of results without having to have lots of reviews, lots of traction. However, you do need to have social proof, right? You can run Amazon ads, but if your ad is sitting on the first page of a Google results search page and you have 2 reviews for your book, and the person scrolls to the next listing, which is the organic listing for the first page, not a paid one, and they have 2,000 reviews, you already know which one they're going to choose. They're going to choose the one that's been proven, that 2,000 people have read, reviewed, and said it was great. If your book only has 2 reviews, there's not enough social proof there. There's a lot of time, energy, and it might not be a lot of money that people are paying, but they're paying in their time and their energy, and they're putting their trust in this one book and hoping that it creates the change that they need. So they're going to go for the one with more reviews. So Amazon ads can be a great resource for getting in front of people, but you need to have other things set up in place to make sure that people are enticed, potential readers are enticed to click on your ad. And so Amazon ads, again, can be a great strategy. If you type in on Google, what do I need to have an effective Amazon ad strategy? You'll have article after article, and most 9 out of 10 will have these 3 things that people talk about that they'll say you need. Number 1, you need to have good keywords. That's obvious. So when people go into Google and they type in, like I said earlier, a solo entrepreneur book, you need to have solo entrepreneur book in your keywords, in your keyword strategy for your display ad, in order for your book to appear on that search result listing. Without it, you don't get placed on there. So you have to do keyword research. You have to know which keywords your book falls into that other people are wanting and desiring to read, again, based on what they type in the search bar. You also have to have, for your display ad, a good short piece of copywriting. You get like, I don't know, 2 or 3 lines, maybe even 1. You have to entice people immediately because they are going to scroll through that page very quickly. As I'm sure you know, when you've gone through your search results on either Amazon or Google or somewhere else, you scroll quickly because there are so many options. Something catches your eye. Here, for your book, for Amazon, the cover, obviously, or the display ad art that you choose, that you place on here, is going to be, it has to be engaging, it has to be intriguing. And then the 1 or 2 or 3 lines of copy, of writing, sales copy that you have for the ad has to entice the prospective reader to click on your ad. So the good thing, one thing I'll take a step back real quick and mention is that with Amazon ads, you pay per click. So if you have an ad strategy on Amazon and people scroll past your listing, you don't pay for that. That's okay. That's not, CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions, right? So that would be an impression. If you were to advertise on any kind of blog or newsletter, typically CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions, is what they would charge. Here, you only pay when someone clicks on your ad, right? So that display art and the keywords are how you get in front of the person. That's how you entice them to click on your ad. When they click on your ad, comes to number 2 that most people talk about, is the listing page copy and everything on the listing page, right? So that is your book's listing page. When people click on your ad, they're brought to your listing page to buy, but they're still going to review. They're going to read your copy. Maybe they'll scroll through and see if there are reviews, written reviews. Maybe they'll click on your Author Central page and read a little bit more about you. But this listing page information is very important because, again, if you're paying for that click that comes from the ad, you want to make sure you give yourself the best chance to sell that book once they land on the listing page. Otherwise, you'll continue to have people click on your ad, which costs money per click, and you won't sell your book because the listing page is not set up properly, enticing, engaging. It doesn't make the prospective reader want to buy your book. It doesn't make them feel like they need your book. And then the third thing that most people talk about is the price, right? So obviously, your book needs to be priced effectively. You could have great display ad, great listing copy, or listing page, copy and images and reviews, everything. But if you have a price that is not what the reader is expecting, then they'll just hit the back button and go look for another book in their results page findings and find something that was more in line with what they're expecting to pay. So Amazon ads can be a great strategy. Keywords, your listing page copy, and price are all very important. But there's one thing that people, in many of these articles that I've seen, and it's why some of the same questions keep coming my way from nonfiction authors or aspiring nonfiction authors, is, and it doesn't mean that this doesn't pertain to fiction as well, but what else is important? Because pay-per-click ads are so easy to set up that so many people are doing it. But some people are finding that they're not succeeding the way that they thought. And it's social proof and reviews is the one thing that people don't talk about that is so important. Think about you. When you go on Amazon and you search for a book, and you're scrolling through, we mentioned it earlier, 2 reviews versus 2,000. Which one are you immediately drawn to? You're drawn to the one that has social proof. Right. So in doing a little bit of research and answering some of the questions that came my way, I found really optinmonster.com found this statistic that 88% of consumers trust user reviews as much as personal recommendations. 88. And then 82% of Americans say they seek recommendations from friends and family before making a purchase. Right. So that second part just shows how critical it is to have those user reviews that consumers trust. So when you are going to pay per click, right? Or if you're just going to put an Amazon ad listing up, I mean, going back to W.T. Hamilton, the mindset coach, that's the reason that all of this sparked was your mindset. You can be morally depleted if you list an Amazon ad, a display ad on Amazon, and no one clicks. Right? You can be even more morally depleted if people are clicking, but they're not buying. You could just think, where am I going wrong? And again, it comes back to social proof, getting those reviews. But getting reviews is one of the most difficult things for new readers, or new authors, or just a new book in general to do. So, how to get reviews? There's a 3-part strategy here that can work for you to get the reviews, so that once you have those reviews, you can set up an Amazon ad strategy, which will be much more effective, right? So to get the reviews, first and foremost, you've heard it a million times, ask family, friends you're following. This is just initially, right? You can't rely on family, your friends, your social network. You can't rely on them to carry you for weeks or months or years, but they will help you at the beginning. Just ask family and friends. When you first release your book, my suggestion is to make the ebook version of the ebook format cheap. Make it 99 cents, $2.99, and keep it that way for 1 to 2 weeks. Spread the word, let anyone buy it for 99 cents, people who know you, who will spend, the 99 cents or $2.99 to do so. And keep it all on Amazon. So that's one thing too, is that if you're releasing on, Nook and Kobo and all the other e-readers, try to push everyone toward Amazon. Again, this is only if you're going to be focusing on an Amazon ad strategy, because you want to bring all those reviews to Amazon. Having reviews scattered across all the different platforms isn't going to help you when it comes to optimizing your Amazon ad. So first, ask family and friends, right? So those first couple days, couple weeks, ask family and friends, and then follow up with them and ask them to review the book. Then what you can do is find a newsletter, right? So once you're like, okay, now what? I've used my family, my friends, my small social following, and I've maxed out. I have nothing else that I can do there. Now what? Then you can find a newsletter. So there are hundreds of promo ebook newsletters available, and most of them are paid. It's not much money, but you pay, I don't know, $20 to $200 for your listing on their newsletter. So this newsletter company has put in the years to grow their following. And what you're doing is you're giving them money to say, here, can you please place my book, my promotion in front of your following? And they say, okay. And so that's the reason that you have to pay these companies, because they've gone through the work of getting this following. Again, there are many companies, many promo deals out there, and just be careful, because there are no guarantees. One company that we have used before for books with only a handful of reviews, who are early on, who are needing to seek reviews, is readingdeals.com. So we have no affiliation with them. We just have used them in the past, and they've worked. You need to have at least 5 reviews, and I believe your overall ranking has to be at least 4 stars. So with 4 stars and 5 reviews, you can submit to readingdeals.com. They have a free version. Well, they'll promote you for free, or there's one that is $29. And I believe it's $29. Maybe it's gone up in the last few months since we've used it, but there's a paid version that allows you to, I don't know, put more information in there, choose your date. But that helps, right? So the $29 you pay, again, we've seen results, not nearly anything that will, blow your mind. 2-digit sales numbers, but it's only $29. And more importantly, those 2-digit sales, they're going right to your Kindle, which, or your Amazon e-reader, which at the end of, once the reader has finished, it automatically prompts them to review the book. So you're going to get reviews there. You're going to get a handful of reviews. Once you get those reviews, those initial ones, that's when you can move into a company that's called BookBub. Book, B-U-B. Again, no affiliation, but BookBub is huge. So going back to what I was saying about these companies taking the time to build their newsletter, BookBub has a huge following, millions of followers, and they have it niched down to where when you go on BookBub and you opt into their newsletter, you'll get a daily email every morning, and you get with ebook promo deals, and you get to choose which categories you want to see. So it's targeted toward what you like, so that newsletters they'll get more opens, obviously, because they're not, the newsletter follower isn't getting information they don't want. Everything is something that they want. It's books they're interested in. I know this because I am a newsletter follower on BookBub, and I have bought many books on BookBub. But once you get to the point where I think you have to have, I don't know, 10 to 20 reviews at a bare minimum, you can submit your book to what's called a BookBub featured deal. So you'll be featured on their newsletter. They are highly selective with this because they get so many featured deal submissions because everyone knows how great they are. And I'm also going to, in the show description here, I'm going to link the BookBub. They have this chart that shows if you list your price at a certain promo and which category, like what you can expect to see in sales numbers, because they've been running for so long and they have so many different data points that you can anticipate what you will sell, and more importantly, like we're talking about with reviews, the type of reviews that you'll get from those sales. But this can get pretty pricey. So I would say on average, the cheapest that you can get into BookBub feature deal is probably $250, and it goes up to like maybe a little bit over $2,000. And that's a one-time cost, but we've used it many times and we have seen it work wonders. It will get you the reviews that you need. It should, if you're strategic about it, you'll at the very least get your money back from the money that you spend on the ad, which really is all you could ask for, because you're getting all these reviews, you're getting all this social proof, you're getting your money back. So essentially it's free. And then what you can do is you can take all these reviews. Now you've got this proof, this traction. Amazon is seeing the traction, right? So their analytics are seeing, wow, like this, okay, this book is really starting to sell a lot. It's getting a lot of reviews. Let's push it up in the rankings. But now what you're doing is you're going to put an Amazon ad pay-per-click strategy in play. So now that'll push your listing up to the first page. I mean, if you're getting traction and you have a display ad, up to the first page of the results. And then you're getting in front of more people, and you have the reviews to back it. You have the social proof. So what most people talk about, going back to before, the keywords, the listing page, and the price, they're all very important, because without those, you don't get the initial interest, right? But the reviews, the social proof, again, 88% of consumers trust user reviews as much as personal recommendations. So do not overlook the importance of having reviews on your product, on your book. It can do wonders for your Amazon ad pay-per-click strategy once you implement it. One last note on Amazon reviews is that verified reviews and unverified reviews hold different levels of weight for Amazon and for their analytics. So if you have a verified review, it is seen as, I don't know, like a higher level of review than just a standard unverified review. And the difference there is a verified review is if someone goes through Amazon, buys your book through Amazon's platform, then Amazon can verify, okay, this reviewer bought the book through this platform. If an unverified review is if, let's say, you hand the book to somebody at a conference, you hand them a paperback copy of your book and say, hey, read this. And if you don't mind, leave a review when you're done. They can go on Amazon, sign in, manually leave a review. Amazon doesn't know that it's not a verified purchase. So that review will still sit there. It will still be great, but verified reviews are the ideal review. And if you go through, if you send your readers through Amazon, if you do the display ads, anything that goes through Amazon is a verified review and it holds more weight. So that's it for this. I hope it helps. Again, just knowing that it is so important. Once you press publish, that is a major milestone. That is a major achievement. Don't downplay, all the effort that you've gone through to press publish and to put your book online and to publish it. But it can be, going back to W.T. Hamilton and the mindset coach, going back to the mindset, it can just be so morally depleting to go through all that work to create your book, to publish it, and then to see nothing, to hear crickets. But that will be the case if you don't do any kind of marketing after the fact, because there are a million books published every year and you're basically a needle in a haystack unless you grab yourself a magnet and find a way to pull yourself out and up to the top. So I hope this helps. Again, if you are just getting started on your writing journey, go to visionaryliterary.com/free book. Get the free book that walks you through the entire process of start to finish of writing your book and promoting it. Thank you again for listening, and we will see you again on Friday.